Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Just thought I'd do this episode review for House of the Dragon, season 2, episode 4 that I got to watch. Um, this was the war. This is basically the war at Roots Rest, I believe is what it's called. Um, that's not the episode name. It's about the red dragon and the gold, basically. So, pretty much let's dive into this episode I watched for this hour and 10-minute episode. So basically, the beginning of it shows Damon at Harrenhal, and it seems like he's being haunted by visions and losing his mind. Basically, excuse my yawning. He's losing his mind, and it just he's kind of let it go to his head, and he feels very guilty about killing the boy from the first episode of the season. So, pretty much Jaehaerys was the boy that got killed. And basically, Aegon is trying to find his place. The king, of course, of King's Landing, is trying to find his place in this whole war matter and his place at council and other things. And then, basically, Olivia Cook's character, uh, Alicent, pretty much said, you just listen to our opinions and you do nothing. And that kind of really got to him, and I think that's what drove him to basically go out to the battle at Roots Rest and try to kill Rhaenys in a way, in his own form of justice, in a way, is what it is. And Rhaenys does go to Roots Rest in honor of Rhaenyra's sighting and all that, so she's there to kind of defend Roots Rest from the enemies, and that battle was pretty epic, I'll tell you that. And it was really interesting, that battle. But unfortunately, it was met with downfall of Rhaenys. So things happen at the end of the episode. If you have watched the new episode, you know that she dies. So, yeah, sorry to spoil. Um, but hey, it was a really entertaining episode. I'll give it that. The action scenes were the best parts of it. I mean, it started to become a slow burner for the first few episodes. The first few episodes weren't terrible in any way. I think the first episode was kind of a slow burner. And then episode 2 came and that was a little better. 3 came and it was fine, but somewhat of a slow burner in a way. And now we're at the war section of the season where things are going to get heated up and intense. And I think we're going to go back to some slow burner episodes from time to time in this season. But it just depends on the execution of the whole episode. And pretty much I think this episode was more entertaining. Probably the best episode I've seen so far. It's a really good episode. I was really entertained with how it turned out. The action scenes were pretty epic for sure. And you get to see a lot of explosions and all that shit. So there were some cool things in this episode, action wise. And diplomatic wise, with how the story's unfolding with each character and all that. It's interesting, and I just can't wait to see how we've already gotten through the first half of season 2. Now we're getting to the final act of season 2, which is episodes 5 through 8, and that will last all the way to August 4th. So I will be reviewing those for sure for next week's episode, which is the 14th. And first score for me for this episode, I'm giving it a strong 9 out of 10. It's a really good episode. I was very entertained with this episode. Pretty well done execution. And things happen at the end of the episode that you'll be surprised with. Um, that'll leave you in awe, like, oh, so that's kind of what happened. So, pretty much 9 out of 10 for House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 4. I really enjoyed this episode. Its plot, its unfoldingness with things that are being revealed in this episode and things that are being told in this episode are very interesting, and really like the concept and the execution of the main plot and all that for this story. So I think there's going to be more seasons for House of the Dragon, maybe like one or two more seasons, and then that should kind of be it. Because I don't think there's much more to explain with this story, um, other than the fact that it's a prequel show. And it's an interesting prequel show, but some of the execution is the thing with this show. Like, you have your good episodes, you have your weak episodes, and overall, this was the most entertaining episode I've seen in this season. And a lot of things happen battle wise for the action scenes. So, pretty much 9 out of 10 for Season 2, Episode 4 for House of the Dragon. Thanks for watching this episode review tonight. Have a good night.